Hi FlossTube Stitchers. Tonight we're going to have a fabric fashion show, and the reason I call it that is because several of the fabric dyers referred to their Nashville releases as their spring collection, and it reminded me of the fashion industry. I'm going to start with Atomic Ranch. This is their spring collection. They had 4 colors available, and I ordered them in 14 Aida and 28 Lugana. I did get pre-orders for them, so this is all I have left. And it's going to show up a little bit washed out for the 14 count. They really are very pretty colors in person, but on camera, the 14 looks a little lighter than it actually is. This is light jade, and I matched it up to the DMC color card 2, 955. So there's not quite as big a difference in real life, but they're both very pretty. Then the next color is Rose of Sharon, and it matches up to 3689. I only have it left in the 28 Lugana. This is a little bit more cotton candy pink than what I'm going to show you later from another company. Then the next color is called Spring Spruce, and it matches up to DMC 32, 52, and 53. And again, they're prettier in person, slightly darker, and the 14 is not quite as washed out. I even turned the next set of lights off so that it would be less distracting, but it's still just not showing up perfect on camera. And then the 4th color is Thorn, and this one I only have left in the 14 Aida, and this matches DMC 3743. So if you look at those colors in your DMC stash and you're interested in anything, these can all be ordered in any count that Atomic Ranch offers, and I can have it added to a future automatic, so don't be afraid to ask for it. You can also order directly from Atomic Ranch. Go through Rogue Stitchery, which is their retail shop. I think that's the name of their shop. Okay, then this you've already seen in a Facebook and Instagram post, and I was very excited to bring home this color in 5 different counts. It's one more reproduction from Bestitch Me. The last time I ordered from them, I got Not Another Sampler, I think it's called. Anyway, this one I think she said was their best seller, and the other color was their second best. So clearly when she came out with these 2 dyes, they were in demand for samplers and anybody who wanted a good neutral. So I can understand why. They're both really beautiful colors. So let's see, oh yeah. So if you look at the 842 series, that's kind of a medium shade. If you look at those colors, this is what one more reproduction kind of looks like. And interestingly enough, I asked her about whether the Lugana and the Aida came out in different shades, and Brandy's like, no, my colors all match. So it's very interesting to see how it changes across companies. We don't know their water source. We don't know how they dye, what company they buy their dyes from, whether it's liquid or powder. There's so many variables that go into fabric dyeing, but these all look really close in color, no matter the count or the style of fabric. So I have 14 Aida. It's maybe, actually it looks pretty good on camera, but look at 842 because that's a good match to it. I didn't know if it would look different if I held it in different. Anyway, we do the best we can on camera. So that was the 14. I can't remember if there wasn't a yard of 16 left, or I can't remember why I didn't get 16, but there probably was a good reason. Then I have a quarter left of the 28 Lugana, I have a good bit of the 32 Belfast. I have a yard of the 36 Edinburgh. And a yard of the 40 Newcastle. So anybody doing samplers or large pieces, this is available to be custom cut. You don't have to get it in just a 1/4 yard. I know some customers will get a half so that they can get a larger piece out of it and then have some extra for smaller projects, but just wanted to let you know I do have full yards of the 36 and 40. Then going in order here, Forbidden Fiber Co. had some, I forgot to look if, did they call this their mineral collection or have they had other colors similar to this? But it's Dolomite, Gray Spinel, and Smoky Quartz. The Dolomite looks like 760, 761. It has nice and subtle variation to it. These are all 32 Lugana. Nope, sorry. They're different. This is, oh, that's interesting. These were supposed to match. These were supposed to all be the same count, but they're not. And it was bundled that way. So, but it's okay because nobody ordered these. I just wanted to get these 3 new colors in. Glad I looked. So this is 32 Lugana. And then the Gray Spinel is 28. And this I had a harder time finding a match to. I guess the closest would be 02. But it also has some 648 vibes. Smoky Quartz definitely matched up to 648. It looks a little greener in person, I guess, but you can see the yellowy notes to it. But just look at 648, now that'll give you a good idea. Then I got some other fabrics from them that I did not take the time to match up to DMC. The colors are a little bit darker and brighter, so maybe they'll show up better on camera. If you're interested in any of these, jot it down and leave me a comment or email me and I can match it up for you. So this is 16 count Heather and I have a 1/2 yard. That looks pretty accurate. Then I have Night Sky in 16 as well. And I thought this was a good substitute for some of the other blackboard-like fabrics. Some of them run green. I think this one looks a little teal. I also thought it wouldn't be as hard to work on as the darker grays and blacks. So I'd like to find something to do on this, maybe Halloween. Actually, I must have had Halloween in mind because I was attracted to this pumpkin as well. This has a little more variation to it, which would be perfect for a larger Halloween design, or if you can make it work and cut the piece into smaller pieces, you can get a more subtle variation. This one is also 16. And then Robin's Egg reminded me of another color that's hard to get, so I thought I should get this. It also looks very springy, or it could be ocean mermaid type designs for summer. So I liked that. And you know, we keep talking about how aqua and turquoise are used in fall and Christmas designs. So this could go all year, right? Then I got Night Sky in 28 Lugana. It doesn't look lavender in person. So it's just showing up funny on camera. And then Cream and Sugar. This looks really nice and neutral. The last time I ordered it in linen, it looked pale green to me. So I had to snag this just for another good neutral. And then this is Robin's Egg in 32 Lugana. It's a little darker and brighter in person. And then because this, again, this cappuccino from their coffee line does not look green to me at all, so I had to snag it in 32 Belfast. All right, then you have seen this on Facebook and Instagram if you follow me there. This is Forbidden Fiber Co. Strawberry Cheesecake. And again, I had my reasons for not getting all counts. This was one of the companies that told me that their 25 and 32 Luganas turn out different. She said her 25s have a yellowish cast to them, and the 32s tend to turn a bit grayer. I also noticed that some of the Aida was more peachy than pink, and pink was precisely what I was looking for based on how many customers were looking for pink fabric during the month of February. So I worked my way through her stack of fabric and I picked out the ones that were pink to my satisfaction and not peachy because there was a lot of variation. So this is 14, 16, 28 Lugana, and 32 Belfast. And I do have some of this left. The Lugana might all be spoken for right now, but the others, there are still quarter yards available. All right. Then, so none of those were new companies to me. This was a new company that I really wanted to get last year, but I was not fast enough to get into her room. She had plenty of fabric, but what was left was not what I was interested in, or maybe not the counts I wanted. So I decided to wait. I totally intended on ordering sometime throughout the year, but every time I kept trying to make a list, I'm like, I don't really know what people are going to want or, you know, what count. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait till market and see what grabs me in person when I'm there. So this is Megan from Lappin Loops, and she is the daughter of Becky from Lucy Beam. So the Aida I picked up was 16 Sunken Depths, and it's a very nice medium bright denim-y color with beautiful variation. And I know Becky has done quite a few snowmen and maybe patriotic. I forgot to look at the list, but she's worked on her daughter's fabric, of course, so there are designs to choose from. It also would be good for patriotic. It could be Halloween if you don't want to go all the way to gray or black or purple. And I just see a lot of uses for this, and it was really pretty. All right. And then these three are not truly part of a collection as far as I know, but they just looked really pretty together. They almost looked like 3 shades. So I grabbed these, and if you look at 3861 in DMC, that will give you a good idea of what color family these fall into. So the lightest one is called Small Potatoes, and it just has some beautiful variation to it. So I think it's a really good neutral. And then the next darkest is Crypt Cloth. And I know there's designs that use this, maybe more than just her own mother's designs. I think I've seen other people, or at least I've seen other stitchers use this. So I thought that was really nice. And did I say these are all 28, which I did not intend to get 28 as much 28 cashel. Actually, I think this might be the only 28 cashel that I got because I don't sell very much of that. So I thought, well, this is a good way for me to pick one of these colors and do a design on it. And certainly there are people that stitch on that. So, and it was what was left in these colors that kind of made a little collection of its own. So that's why I got 28 cashel. And the last color is Mudlark. So I see this, I see this actually for spring as well as fall because it's a very cool neutral. It doesn't have a lot of yellow or green to it, and that appeals to me. So I think that's really pretty. All right, then this is also a new company to me. I've heard about it. I've heard Teresa Hronec talk about it. It's not usually available to shops throughout the year because they don't want to make the company any bigger than it is now because they want to be able to handle it. So they work ahead of time for market and try to have, you know, stacks and stacks of fabric available. And that's the one time when you can be assured of having a wide variety of their fabrics. So the name of the company is Wabi Sabi. And I thought it was her son Graham that dyed this. I don't know, maybe it's both, but I have a feeling they have other jobs. So I'll have to go back and watch one of her videos. I should have asked. I guess I didn't think about it till after I got home because I noticed her saying something about Harrison's fabric. But one of the colors is graham cracker and his brother's name is Graham. So I was thinking that Graham was the one who was dyeing the fabric. So maybe that's kind of an inside joke for them. So I got two 18-count Aida. I got two Luganas in different counts. And then I got two 36 opalescent, which you don't see very often and which I sometimes am afraid to order because I don't know what color somebody's going to want. And of course, the opalescent is a little more expensive, and I don't want to put a lot of money into something. It would have to be something that I was committed to stitching a design on so that I would have it, but then it also has to be available in the Aida or Lugana version to really satisfy everybody. So I took a chance here on that, and that was like one of the 36 opalescents was the first one I sold. So I'm glad I made that decision. So their names are really funny, and Teresa said that this is Teresa Hronec from Shakespeare's Peddler, if I forgot to say that. They have really funny names, and so everyone was chuckling as they turned over the tags and read them, and she kind of gave some history behind some of them. I either overheard her telling other people or I asked. So this one is 18-count Dolly at the Dump. And it's just a really nice neutral, and I don't think I brought back any other 18, so I thought that was a good choice for me. And she said, you know, it's like you're throwing Dolly away and she gets all, you know, dirty and stained, and you put her in the dump. So Dolly at the Dump, it's much prettier than that. Then the next color is Gotland Gray, also in 18-count Aida, and Gotland is a breed of sheep. So this is just a really pretty neutral gray with maybe a little bit of a bluish cast, but definitely not yellow or green like some grays come out. It almost has a lavenderish look, so I think Halloween would look really good on it. Then I have 28-count Lugana. This is very subtle. It's a beautiful color, but it doesn't have a whole lot of wild variation to it. So it's a good neutral, and it's called Squirrel's Butt. Don't ask me how she knows. Anyway, I had to get that because it's just such a nice neutral. It reminds me a little bit of some summer khaki, but maybe not quite as green. And then this is 32-count graham cracker. So it kind of looks like a graham cracker, of course. All right. And then for the opalescence, the light color is called Ice Cream Soup. And she said she named this after a treat that she used to make when she was a little kid. She would put vanilla ice cream in a bowl, put chocolate syrup over it, stir it up until it melted a little bit. So the streaks are supposed to look like the syrup melting into the ice cream. So I thought that was very clever. I know that you probably can't see the opalescent quite as well, but this was my first sale, and I hope the customer's really happy with this, and I hope I see what she's stitching on it soon. And what else was I going to say? Oh, because Teresa, when we were oohing and eyeing over the opalescent, she said, now she's a designer herself, Shakespeare's peddler, but she said, wouldn't these be great for Brenda Gervais designs? So I thought it was really cool that she shouted out another designer's work that would look good on the opalescent fabric. So the next color I got was, did I say, yeah, I said that was 36 Edinburgh. This is Prim and Prissy medium. So she had a couple different shades, and this is the one I thought was the most versatile and that appealed to me. And again, it's just a really good neutral to have in your stash. It would look good for fantasy designs or, you know, mermaids, things like that. It would be good for spring. It would be good for samplers, especially maybe a Christmas one, because with the opalescent overdyed, the green speckles show, well, yeah. True opalescent has like little bits, little green, blue, and pink sparkles to it, but when you overdye on it, the green is what shows up the most, the darkest. It's highlighted more. So that's why I feel like Christmas and Halloween look good on it. So that's what I got from Shakespeare's Peddler. So that is the end of the fashion show. And then the next thing I want to show you are Flamingo Toes needle minders. And I had seen these by following Shepherd's Bush. And I had seen them on their probably FlossTube posts. And I thought, oh, I wonder if that's somebody that's local to them in Utah. And I thought, where do they find all these people? And then eventually I did some research and I thought, oh, you know, she's a whole company and she's not in Utah. And this Beverly is actually a fabric designer for Riley Blake. So of course the little needle minders look like they would match her floral fabrics. So I have them all on this metal stand, and I thought this might be the easiest way for you to see. So in addition to the strawberry basket that I'm wearing, these are the other styles that I brought back. I did have multiples of each, and there are way more to order next time. Some of them she was out of, some of them were themes that don't sell as well here, and so I decided not to start off with them. And I don't think I got really any Christmas except for the deer. And you know, they're all floral, so even the cat does not specifically look like Halloween, and the deer doesn't look like Christmas because they all have floral. So you could take a look at their website, see if there's anything else you want. They're all $13, except there are a couple of them like this bluebird that's slightly bigger in, no, is it a sparrow? Song sparrow, she calls it. It's a little bit bigger, so those are $13.50, I think. But the rest are all $13, which I thought was a great price for a needle minder, especially for this size and quality. The other thing I noticed is that she had them all on a, you know, she had them all on pegs, and they were all connected to each other. Well, I've gotten them shipped to me before where there was a piece of cardboard in between each magnet, and I've gotten them where they were together like this, and when I pull them apart you can kind of tell where they were touching because there's either a little scratch mark or little bubbles come up around it. So I commented to her about it, and she said she's never had any trouble. So she must have a really, really strong finish on the enamel, which I appreciate because I need it to be perfect when it comes in, and I need to be able to keep it secure in the store. I had a little girl one time that was playing with one of my metal stands, and she put all the magnets on top of each other, and it caused a little damage with that brand of magnets. So anyway, I just really appreciated the fact that she took some care in designing these. And she said, well, how else would how else could she store them, or how else would they be safe shipping? And I go, well, I don't know. Those people maybe didn't see it all the way through. So she's definitely a qualified professional and thought the whole thing through. So those are the needle minders. And then I have one more thing to show you. And that is, again, floral. So these are new styles of scissors from Yarn Tree. Are they all the same? Yeah, I think they're all basically the same with the same finger hole. So these are called the hot pink. So you don't have to describe them. They actually do have a name on the back. So if you want any of these, and they're $9, and they're like, it says 3.6, so they're like the traditional 3.5-inch embroidery scissor. So these are the hot pink. These are the lime and yellow. These are called navy floral, red polka dot, white and pink, and yellow floral. Although I see a lot of pink. I didn't turn them over to see if they were more yellow on the other side, but the name is yellow floral. So if you want any of those, just let me know. Now, I am going to do a giveaway. This is another flamingo toes. It's funny. I had pulled some of these off that I wanted to purchase, and they noticed that one of them had torn the hole, and so they replaced it, but it still, there was another one that still tore. I think they're a little heavy, but anyway, it doesn't matter because you're probably not going to keep it on this anyway. They're also $13. This would be a zipper pull or a scissor fob, and this is called the Needlework Shop Enamel Charm. I only got the Needlework Shop this time. There's a whole village if you would want to collect them as needle minders or scissor fobs. I don't know how many scissors you have in your collection, but anyway, I only got the Needlework Shop so that I wouldn't run out of something right away, and maybe I'll try the other ones next time. So again, you can go to their website and see what other ones they have. So in your comments, just use the word shop. Just say anything about shop and in any context, and then next Sunday I will go through and I'll let the random number generator pick somebody to win this, so I'll hold that aside. And then I just wanted to say, this is my name tag from Market, and on the back they always have like a quote, an inspirational saying, or a joke. And you know, I don't know what I'm going to get because they just print these and they probably don't even pay attention. It's not like they're doing it specifically for you, but I always relate to whatever it is that's on the back of my name tag. So this year, mine said, laughter is like a windshield wiper. It doesn't stop the rain, but allows us to keep going. And actually, I thought about that today when I left home. I was pulling out of my driveway and it had just started raining so hard, harder than I've seen it since the tornado in Kentucky a couple years ago. But it was raining so hard, and my husband was just going to leave to take his walk. He had come home from church, he had already taken the dogs out, and he was going to go take a walk, and he came right back inside again. So I was leaving, pulling out of my driveway. It was raining so hard that my new car's side mirror signaling device kept going off, telling me that there was a car coming. No, there was nothing obstructing my view or nothing obstructing the road. It was just the rain that was setting it off. I just thought that was funny. So anyway, okay, I hope you enjoyed tonight's fashion show. Let me know if there's anything you're interested in. The best way to get a hold of me, especially now since I'm going to be off until Tuesday, is to email me, and all that information is in the show notes. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.